waking up this morning to word of a mass shooting in downtown Sacramento. It happened overnight, just as the bars were letting out right on K and 10th Street. We have a live picture here of the scene. Several blocks in downtown Sacramento are shut down, and they will be for a good portion of the day as law enforcement investigates. This is a ground view shot, but let me punch up right here what the shot looks like from our tower camera zoomed in on the area. I punched that up right here on Cam 13, and you could see there are a whole lot of markers there on the ground from this shooting that happened. This is what we're hearing. We are hearing that 16 people were shot and 6 are dead in this mass shooting in downtown Sacramento. Let me show you from a map here what we're talking about. This is the area right here. We'll start here at the Tower Bridge, and I'm going to show you the area where this happened overnight, in the overnight hours. This is right here along K Street, and here is the intersection where law enforcement says this shooting happened. This is right here at 9th and K Street. There's a Sharif Jewelers right here, and over here there is a bar. We did just hear from the police chief within the past hour about what happened, and we're going to play that for you in its entirety.
About 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, our officers were in the area here at 10th and K, and they heard shots being fired. They responded to our scene behind me and located a large crowd. They found that multiple people, unfortunately, had been shot, and this is a really tragic situation. So we now have confirmed that we had 6 people killed in the area of 10th and K. An additional 10 people were transported or self-transported to area hospitals. So we are asking for the public's help in helping us to identify the suspects in this and provide any information that you can to help us solve this. Right now, our investigators are arriving on scene. And like I said, this is very, very preliminary, so we do not have, a lot of details to share. But again, we're asking for the public's help.
So again, we have 16 people shot and 6 dead in downtown Sacramento in this overnight mass shooting happening just after 2 in the morning as the bars were letting out. Listening to scanner traffic from back then, we heard that there were several bodies on the ground. Law enforcement was in the area and they rushed to the scene, several officers applying CPR to some of those victims. The 10 people who were injured, some of them went to the hospital themselves, others were rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. We do have team coverage with reporters on both sides of this crime scene right now. We begin with CBS 13 Steve Large. Steve, you're close to the Citizen Hotel, right?
Yeah, I'm over here on J and 10th, and this is the north side of the perimeter, a huge perimeter in downtown Sacramento, 8 square blocks right now, taped off as investigators begin the process of combing the grid here, looking for any evidence that they can find to help them piece together what happened here. We can go ahead and zoom in here and show you one group of investigators that have kind of centered on this intersection. That is the intersection of J and 10th right there, right outside the Citizen Hotel. And we've been watching them working together, and we've even seen them picking up what looks to be a gun, putting it into evidence, and then putting it in an envelope into one of the squad cars there. We also see several crime scene investigation vans on either side of the intersection. And as we were walking up here, we could see some folks that looked like they may have known some of the victims who were obviously very emotional, some now 5 hours after the gunfire broke out. Now, to give you another reference point of where we're standing here, we are just north of the California State Capitol, and on the other side of this perimeter here we have the Sacramento City Hall. So this is kind of like the civic center area of Sacramento where this is all playing out. But right in the middle of there, as we all know, is that K Street corridor with a lot of bars and restaurants and a lot of nightlife on a Saturday night. This gunfire breaking out in the 2 o'clock hour, just as the bars were getting out. We'll go ahead, Sean, and spin back here and show you this scene one more time as we can just give you a little bit more of a sense of the feel right here as the sun has now come up and there's a clearer sense from investigators, at least, what it looks like here on the streets. But at 2 o'clock in the morning, just a lot of gunfire. Right now, the chief said that the downtown area is secure, it's safe. Really, this scene is set up here right now because of their need to look for evidence. They do say that it's safe to come downtown, but if you come downtown, obviously there's going to be a lot of gridlock. There's no way of getting from one end of downtown to the other, at least in this section of the grid. And right now, no information on any suspects right now. Suspect or suspects. The numbers that we have right now are victims, and as you mentioned, 6 dead right now is the number, and 10 others hurt.